Today we will have a look at this 3D printed bearing removal tool set from Lightwheels.ch. It is specifically designed for Extralite hubs, such as this one. It also works with Nonplus components hubs and with some other hubs as well. It comes with 2 wrenches that are designed to remove the end caps. Those are optional if you don't have the metal 17mm wrenches at home. And there's a cup for removing and installing the bearings. 3 different heads for removing and installing the bearings as well. The main body and 2 helper tools for getting more torque on the tool. It has a thread that is supposed to distribute the load evenly, and the different tool heads can be installed counterclockwise into the head. So now we'll go ahead and swap those bearings for some hyperceramic bearings, which are slightly lighter than the original installed bearings. So now we'll go ahead and have these end caps locked into place. And remove the end caps here. The free hub can be taken off like so. Axle can be removed. This here is a 21mm to adjust the bearing play, which is very important to not let the bearings have play for the longevity of it. Now we can remove the seal ring. Small little spacer. Get the wrench system out, and we're already at the bearing. So now, to remove those bearings, you can simply insert this tool, make it lock in here. You can use a rubber mallet to hammer it out right here, or alternatively, you can insert it from the other way and press the bearing out, which is what I'm going to demonstrate here. Hammering it out is going to be much faster, obviously, especially if it's used bearings. But if you want to reuse the bearings, then it should be pressed out or pressed in as well, especially with ceramic bearings. Use this one first. Slots onto the part, and then you can simply turn it, and if you need more torque, you can use this addition to simply remove the bearing. Now if you want to save some time, of course, you can remove the front tool head. Get the first bearing out. Gonna continue on with the free hub for now. Same idea. It does slot right on here. It will fit right on here onto the free hub. Turn it out. Another bearing removed. Continue on with the last one from the free hub. Same story here. The couple engage on top of the teeth. Then with a little bit of force, you can thread it out. And there goes the last bearing of the free hub. There we go. Those are the 3 standard bearings removed. Now I'm going to install them. You can hammer them in, or you can install them all at once with this tool. You can use this side here to press the bearing in appropriately. And you can also use this tool here with this tool head to press them in from the other side. It also works with this one, but with this here you press on the outer bearings, outer bearing races, which is better for the longevity and not making sure you don't damage it. So now you simply install it the other way around. It would be possible to design threads that can be threaded on faster, but this is more for longevity. Now we have the tool on both sides. And we can simply make sure they're aligned. But we'll also self-align. Simply install, check. And it will push the bearing in here. It will push it in here, nice and even. Even if it doesn't sit perfectly straight at the beginning, then it will just push on that side that sticks out, which makes it go in even and nice. I'm gonna apply a little bit more force, make sure it's seated. There we go. And that's it. Free hub is installed with the new bearings ready to go. Now onto the hub. There's one last bearing in here, which is a different size. Here's a sleeve, so you could technically install a larger bearing as well if you want to have a longer life on your bearing. But on the free hub side is the most important to have the larger bearing, which is carrying the most load. So to remove that last bearing, you're gonna need the head here. Insert the tool. Then you're gonna use a rubber mallet or your fists to press out the last bearing here. And now we're going to install it. So you can use the larger head here to install the larger bearing. And on the opposite side, you can do it individually, or you can do it all together, which is what I will do now. I will install everything at once. So you can have the second bearing here. Thread this into this head here. Doesn't matter how you do it. You thread it in first or afterwards. So now you use the back side again to thread it in here. Now you simply screw in the tool to install both bearings at the same time with a press. You can use, again, this tool to get a little bit more torque. Now that the bearings are swapped, we will do a quick reassembly of the hub with the Lightwheels.ch bearing replacement kit. Also, we will include a little overview again of the 3D printed parts. This remover head is the most universal. With this alone, you could easily replace all the bearings. And on the opposite side of the remover knob here, there's a little space which will fit the head perfectly, just in case you need a little bit more torque when you want to screw from both sides with any bearings. Especially useful with non-plus components hubs, for example. And now we'll go ahead and reassemble the hub. First we'll insert back the little teeth ring. And here we go with the O-seal. Rubber O-ring. There we go, make sure it's nice and seated. Then we're going to insert the axle. So this is just a bearing swap with fresh bearings. Obviously, if you have new old bearings that you need to replace, then this whole part here needs to be cleaned. And I recommend using a cotton swab to clean out all the edges and make sure they're not damaged. The cotton swab is specifically ideal for this kind of work, because if it is damaged, then the cotton of the cotton swab will get stuck. So it's easy to tell if there's any damage. It's also the recommended way of Extralite. Make sure it's nice and greased with the Extralite free hub grease that is provided with the hubs or with any wheel sets. Then you can put the spacer back on. Don't forget that one, otherwise the free hub will have play. And free hub back on. Screw on the end caps. You need to hold it on the opposite side, otherwise it will turn the whole axle. There we go. And use the 17mm wrench to put it back really tight. With this tool, it's nice, you can use about as much force as you can. Like, don't overdo it, of course, but this tool limits the amount of force you can use. And also it doesn't fail. Like, if it will fail, then the teeth here will pull through. It is this tool is more of a travel lightweight version to bring with you if you go somewhere. So in an emergency, you can swap your free hub or anything like that, because it's also especially light. Yeah, that's it. The free hub is now ready to be installed. This tool perfectly suited for this kind of job. And there we go.